Good afternoon, good evening, Piniette folks. It's me on the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, can you believe it? It's November. God, what time is flying so like crazy? Oh, it's just, uh, I don't know. It seems like we just started 2024, and now we're just a month and a few weeks away from 2025. And then it's about Christmas. Yeah, people, I know you're already hearing the Christmas music. It's already out there, whatever. But it's not Thanksgiving yet. So let's not forget about Thanksgiving. Okay, let's remember Thanksgiving. It's time to be together, time to be thankful. So, folks, here, we're going to do a little discussion, and this is as we will talk about how the experience of being bodybuilders and competitive bodybuilders, depending amateur, pro, whatever organization you're in, OCB, IFBB, PCA, NBC, whatever. It's a very, I would say, an expensive hobby compared to any other sport where you get some money out of it, but this one you don't get as much back. Even if you win prizes, some shows, other than one of the biggest prizes in bodybuilding is the Olympia, where you get like nearly almost $500,000. But still, I mean. So, folks, I have my guest here. Some of my usual suspects, someone we haven't seen in a long time on here. She's been busy. As you know, she just competed about a couple months ago at the Titan Pro, making her second, pro debut since turning pro back in 2021. And 2021, 2022, we have the lovely IFB Pro bodybuilder, Mrs. Lori A. Conley. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, hello.
Hey, also, we have here a man, Jeremy, aka Female Physique Fan. As you know, he is now starting his own podcast, which is over the Art of Female Muscle, where he's do discussion. He has Female Flex Friday. That's the name of it, Jeremy.
Female Soul Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Appreciate that. And I was on there a couple of times, and hope we see some more of that. We need more content, especially from us fans, the ones who actually follow bodybuilders. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Not a problem, brother. You're always welcome. So, this is the debate, and this comes from something a post I saw for a particular channel that I follow. I follow these guys, great content. They have been in my live stream before, and that is the Female Bodybuilder channel. And they're really one of the, I would say, the guys really representing fans and generally women bodybuilding. As you know, the weekend was the Clash, and congratulations to the champ, Natalia Cuejo Abraham, who won women's physique overall title. This is the first show post the Olympia.
So she's qualified.
She's already qualified. And I have an issue with that. And I'm not a big fan of hers per se. She's been in my live feed a couple of times. I appreciate that. She's in comments and stuff. I appreciate that. She even just posted something that somebody said something on my IG where I posted, and she supported what I say. She doesn't say that not everybody's gonna be a fan of me, but I really like the fact that I respect and the content I do and about you ladies. I respect that about her. I appreciate it. I respect her passion bodybuilder, but I still have an issue when you have the number 2 competitor and a former Miss Physique Olympia doing a show, which is Olympia qualification. It's taking away opportunity from competitors, but still, she's a competitive person. And she won at the show. Physique, I mean, this is like just barely 2-3 weeks since the Olympia. And to maintain that level of muscle, even most competitors would say, I'm done, we'll take the season off and relax, but she still gained. But anyway, situation goes back where they posted on the IG here where they say, is it wrong for a pro to do her job? Now the question is it wrong for a professional athlete to do her job? And her job is to compete. That's Natalia Cuejo. The last 3 years, she has been constantly harassed online for actually doing her job. Her job is to compete. Women's Physique have more than enough shows for athletes to qualify, as well as we've seen this year, with completely empty shows. To make the Olympia is not for everyone, it's for the best of the best. Each pro has to diet and earn that spot. This is a professional sport, guys, and each athlete has the right to compete. We don't see anyone complaining about Lena and Jessica and Adelia. I know who he's talking about, and winning 5 shows a year. Well, I think he's talking about Jessica Reyes and Lena Rimsteiner, and I don't know the other girl who is. So, and also anyone complaining about Sampson and Martin winning small shows, why not? Natalia allowed to do her job like anyone else. We would like a healthy discussion. All personal attack will be deleted. Well, like I said,
Amen.
yeah, I'm not personally attacking anybody. I made a comment, and it's here. Here it is. And everybody is, it isn't a job. It's a expensive hobby. And if you're lucky enough to have sponsors, that's are little to no benefits. And that's my personal. I got a lot of people who have different sayings, but here's the thing again: is bodybuilding really a job? If you think, I say some competitors say that they have to work out and train, yada yada. That's almost like working, but still, this is a place where you barely have much in call for benefits. I mean, you have the expense of traveling. I know Lori, being an IP pro yourself, you did a show this year, and you made your debut at the Master Olympia, which was Romania, last year. Give your thoughts and your opinion of it.
Well, mine's probably gonna be the opposite opinion. I think that if you have the sponsors and the money to do your shows, then it is a job. You've made a career out of it. Now, very few can make a career out of this. She's an elite. She's definitely in a class of her own, as those Olympia top Olympians are in all their classes. Your fans want to see you. They want to see you win. I'm a firm believer. If you don't like her, beat her. Up your game then. Um, so, and also she's, if her sponsors are willing for her to pay for her subs, her coaching, if she's getting that really good sponsorship that we all dream of, and she's hustling for it, and she's winning shows, she's doing her job, and she's one of the few people who've been able to make this a job and a career. More of a career, I would say, than a job. But yeah, for the rest of us, it's pretty much an expensive hobby unless you can click into that, top five, top three all the time, into that super elite athlete of all, like, like the Andreas and the Eos and the Sebums and all these elite athletes who have made careers out of this sports. It's really hard to make a career out of. Most of us, like you said, is an expensive hobby. But I just feel like if she should be able to do her job. She's probably, if her sponsors are willing to pay for these shows, then she should just keep at it as long as she can. It's a very short run too. So me and
Mhm.
George have a little mixed opinion.
Well, like I said, my opinion is like I have ladies reached out to me, told me that they don't like the fact she's at the shows, and especially when those who just work as just as hard as her, who don't have the lucky to have the sponsorship, who want to go to Olympia, and I understand it's
Well, number
competition.
one, she's not lucky. She worked her ass off,
I
and she
say I say
hustles. They're
it's
not, so it's not like they just said, "Oh, we're gonna crown you, Miss Lucky," So
pretty much just lucky. Like I said, you got to think about it. The
not this
judges.
exquisite, perfect physique or anything.
Yeah, but like you think about it, one of the judges that was at that, the head judge was Sandy Williamson. Sandy, she has a particular look. She goes by what she goes by. And if she's there and you feel like, okay, this is my opportunity to get Olympic qualification, she comes in and you've done a show before and you say, okay, oh no, I mean, I know you work hard and you want the opportunity. You know, say you come in your best condition, but then when you come in, you have a former physique champion, multiple time top, competitor, first runner up, been in the top three for the last 3 or 4 years. That can be a little bit jaunting. It can take a little bit wind
It
out of
happens in
sails.
everything. It happens in bodybuilding. When I showed to Masters Olympia, I knew when I saw a few of the girls, I was like, I was screwed. But I'm not bitter about it, and I understand why it happens. They're fucking elite. Excuse my language. They're elite
Yeah.
athletes, and some of these girls are just starting out. Some of them have been around for a minute. Some of them are constantly improving. But I can't be bitter at people who are at the top of their game because they're at the top of their game. I just know that it is. I've been at shows where I've seen certain people show up. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Oh well, next year. But I also know that I can prove, and everybody can be beatable if you work hard enough. Um, and that, like you said, it's a little bit popularity contest. The people want to see the people want to see her too. So I like seeing her compete. She has a beautiful physique, so um, I like seeing her. I always like what she brings.
What's your thoughts on it, Jeremy?
Well, I'm just going to reiterate the stuff that I said over on my podcast when we had the same discussion. Is that this anger against Natalia is misplaced because all she's doing is nothing more and nothing less taking advantage of a situation that gives her an edge over her competitive rivals, and that's all she's doing. Because this is available for her to do. I mean, if you knew that you had an opportunity, that's why I said there, I think it's strategic. Is that she knows that every single one of these pro shows that she wins, that's another chess piece moved off the Olympia board. And the smaller that field is, the better chance she has of winning. And
Mm-hmm.
if that's available for you to do, which it is, thanks to the IFBB Pro League getting rid of the point system, and now it has to be all the winners of the shows, who's not going to take advantage of that if it's available to them? Why would they not?
Yeah.
Because also something I brought up as a counter argument. Everybody is throwing shade at Natalia. Why is no one throwing any shade at Andrea for doing the same thing, showing at the Rising Phoenix every year, which is also an Olympia qualifier? She's lifetime qualified for the Olympia four
And
times
Phoenix.
over. She doesn't need to be there. And every single year that she's there, she's not going to piece off the board. She's doing exactly the same thing that Natalia is, but no one's throwing any shade her way. I find that
Well,
hypocritical.
here the thing is, I had talked about it before, and I feel like this. I've said that this is the thing about the Rising Phoenix. It's invitational,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like the fact that Andrea, who's already a Miss Olympia champion, or Angela, or Ashley, or any competitor who already got their qualification through another show, do a show which is supposed to be the qualification. You take away opportunity for somebody else. But the thing is, with women's bodybuilding, they have so few shows. This is a show that was a replacement when they got kicked out of both the Olympia and the Arnold Classic. Like I said, truthfully, it should be more open, but it's a business thing. I
Yeah,
can say
maybe
that's
a
part
little
about it.
bit bigger class, like instead of 17, have 20. So two complete 10 people call outs. Another thing too is I think they should have like, and I think they do have a reserve list. So like, let's say you get invited and then you decide not to go. That's what always drives, kind of is like, shit, man, that was that. Now that's a place that someone lost. Like if you get invited or in a prestigious show and then someone's like, something happens, life happens. But I think Michaela came in because like wasn't Sanchez was supposed to be at Rising Phoenix, Virginia, and she had to bow out because of some life things. And I think Michaela take her place. Is
No,
that
no, no,
true?
no. Michaela was already invited because she won the Atlanta. It
Okay,
was,
okay, okay. So I didn't know if her slot stayed open or they have
yeah,
like a
it
reserve list would be good
was,
too.
it was, Raheem's girlfriend. She dropped out. She was invited, but she dropped out. Natalia. What's her last name? Jeremy, you know her last name? I
We're
keep
just
forgetting.
butchering everybody, aren't we?
Who is this
Yeah,
now? Sorry.
Are you
no,
sure we know what we're talking about?
Raheem. Raheem's girlfriend. She
Oh,
fights the bear.
Natalia Kovaleva.
Kovaleva.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
there
yeah.
were, that's what I hate was when I don't blame people for not showing up because things happen. People get sick, your prep goes on. I get it, but yeah, I mean, those are the precious slots. You're like, oh damn it, especially when there's only 17. So, but
Yeah.
I also think that, like I said, it's a kind of you want to see the stars. You want to see EO. You want to see Andrea. You want to see these people. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Like we're gonna see stuff. I even talked about how someone like Jessica Badia, who's number 2 behind Sid Gillen, possibly going to be next year's, Miss Figure Olympia champion. Unless somebody comes out from the bottom rankings and take her out, she did a show just pretty much a week or two after Olympia. Lena Remsteiner, she mentioned also. I've said this also, but like I said, I don't focus much on those divisions because my content is mostly wins by the and physique. And I've talked about how just saw Nadia Capasoto, who qualified at the Imperio. Then she jumps around. She does the Europa show, which took Oshana out because she couldn't, because she was there to do the Europa. And now the list is not out yet for the Remaining Muscle Fest. Supposed to come out this later season, and she's going to be doing the Remaining Muscle Fest, what I heard. And that's the thing is the cost between the cost of traveling, doing these shows. It's a real expense.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like it gets worse every year. And it's like travel, accommodation, all the money that goes into training, all the money that goes into a contest prep, just the food alone, especially in this economy, the cost is crazy. And all of this, and the sad part is that even if you do go, and even if you do win, it's like the ROI is practically is negligible, if not non-existent. Because it's like you win $1,000, okay, that covers like travel and accommodations for one person. Doesn't cover all the money that you spend on food, all the money you spend on supplementation. I mean, it doesn't all the other costs that go into a contest prep. It doesn't take care of any of that, even if you win.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah. The purses are small, but I hate to say I've competed in other sports like cycling and other sports like that. And the prize money for like a lot of pro athletes is really not that high until you get into the big shows. So even all different levels of sports, but it's just the cost of, like you said, the cost of travel and lodging has is gotten so high. And then food prices and sups have gone up, vitamins, everything you need for prep, all of that is like doubled price too. So things that used to cost me $40 are 118 now, and it adds up after a while. And you really have to get a lot of that's the main thing. There's a lot of private sponsorship that needs to be um out there for athletes. If you want to see women in the sport, you need to sponsor them. Everybody, you know what I mean? So if you want to see us on stage, private sponsorship is probably the best way to go. Is to just to sponsor your favorite athletes, because we are out there hustling. We're all the time. So it takes, as you guys know, it takes a lot of time and work to look like this.
Sure, decades.
Yeah,
You can
and you
take
just start
like
this to
a deck.
start. It starts
You
from
look
4 in the morning till you go to bed at
right.
night.
I mean,
Yeah.
just starting out. If you're just starting out, if you really want to get on your A game, if you want to get up there and compete with the very best, even on the amateur level, you're still looking at probably around a decade of work before you're even ready to compete at like the national level on the amateur level.
And the
I mean,
NPC has gotten
yeah,
expensive. Like, is the amateur guys are paying so much now out of our gym just to do divisions, because they're trying to do all the divisions, opens, and all this stuff. So, and I mean, I know guys that are just spending almost $1,000 just on entry fees for NPC. I told my friend, I'm like, I don't even know if I can afford to go pro.
yeah, it's just gotten ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
So
I got a comment here. This is from a man, Emmanuel. He says, "Hey George, this should be a interesting, especially hearing this from the female side of things." Thank you, brother. Excuse me.
thank you. Thank you,
Also,
man.
this is from Money J 2024. He says, "Natalia is cool. Don't have an issue with her, but don't get why she decided to do the show." I just said again, because it's a show with probably be fun of the, like, you guys remember Sandy Williamson is the head judge at this show, and you want to be like one of the things, you want to be fun of the judges, you want to be seen, and also you take out a person that might be a possible threat for you in the future.
It's
Also,
very
we get
tactical too. The 2 week window that women take, like that's a really tactical move to do a show 2 weeks out. If you're one of those people who can hold it together, and early in the season to qualify.
yeah.
So there's a lot of other thinking that goes behind it than just I'm gonna do a show in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is from a man. This is from a man, the coach. Shout out to the coach, CS Combat Sports, the man who made me who I am. Thank you, coach, my brother. He says, being educated. Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Hey, coach, if there's a link, if you want to come on, if you have the time, I know you're a busy man, hit the link in the comment section, come on. We can use your thoughts. We can hear something from you, especially for somebody who's outside who's getting into bodybuilding. It says, yeah. I live, say I live, yeah, it's live. So you want to come on, you just let me know. You're welcome. I hear from you around from my brother coach. It says Natalia is 2, but what about Zamabenta, who came in 3rd place at the Miss Olympia last year? He was already qualified, but did the Tampa Pro and the Texas Pro. Yeah, I've talked about that too.
Oh,
Because Shout out from my coach for he says, love you too, brother. Yeah, I love you too, coach. Say, yeah. I've talked about that, and truthfully, yeah. Because you gotta think about it. Uh that you coming in, you're number 3 in the show. I remember this was done about back in 2022. And this was Alcione Barreto. Alcione got a qualification at the Europa show. And then she did the remaining muscle fest after that. I ain't like that, especially when women's bodybuilding has so few shows. You already got your spot. And I think yeah, that was the year she got it at the Portugal. No, not Portugal. She got it Portugal next year, but then that year before, when she made her first Olympia, where she got it at the Europa Championship, and then she got it at the she also competed at the Romania Muscle Fest. This is from my brother. Coach says, "I wishing could how long you on? Well, I'm on for at least another hour or so, brother. If you want to come back through and just maybe talk a little bit, that's fine." And he asks, "Is Natalia Ukrainian?" No, she's Brazilian. You love those Brazilians. Yeah, she's Brazilian, coach. But yeah, it's like I said. Sometimes some people you might give a little pass, like especially Andrea. But I had complained for that. Andrea, she's the Miss Olympia, or like Angela, she's number 2. Alcione was supposed to do the show too, but she didn't do it. She skipped it. So that was another person that dropped out. Alcione, Virginia, and Natalia Kovaleva. Those 3 could have been a spot for somebody who wanted it. But again, the cost of you ladies traveling from the shows, and if you're lucky enough, Andrea, she's a businesswoman. She has companies like Mutation. She's doing this the wheat the rice wheat stuff now, and
Grindstone, yeah, that's the one.
yeah,
Yeah, she's got several companies backing her, and it's of course she should. She's won something. But one thing I have to say too is that people don't have in mind is every time a pro woman wins a show, that's a title that she gets to keep. That's really cool. Like they just had the bikini Olympian. She just won her 50th pro show. That's a title that no one's probably going to take away from her. So people do different things for different reasons. So just think about some people just like to win a prestigious show. New York Pro, Chicago Pro. They want to go out and win at the Tampa Pro. They want to go win that show 4 years in a row. So there's all these different reasons that people do shows. But I would look at it like this: if I had the money and the time and the body, and if I could handle it, yeah, you want to get those titles under your belt. The more shows you win, there's just are more shows that you win, and it looks better on paper, and you just makes you a more elite athlete. So I kind of get caught up in this. I've been, you go to shows and you'll see people. You're like, that person's better than you. I mean, we'll just call it what it is. I'll roll up to shows and I know who's got the hype behind them. You can look at someone and go like, that. This person just came in a little bit better, and that's just the way it is. So I don't know. If someone doesn't want to hold back and they want to win titles and they want to be the winningest bodybuilder, the winningest physique girl, then that's their choice to do those things. And those titles look good on paper. So anyway, you can't tell someone to hold back on their career. That's like telling someone to hold themselves back. Like, oh, you just hold yourself back and make yourself a little smaller so everybody can get a little bigger. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
yeah.
George.
Yeah, well, like I said, I understand. With some of these ladies who get frustrated. I remember which Rob May says it's about a competition. I understand that part, but when you come in here and you come in your best condition, your best shape, you put in the work, you put in the time, you're paying the coaches, you're paying this, you're paying that, and then you want this opportunity to go to the biggest show in the world. Then you see one of the top level competitors stepping in there. Like
Your
you think
host.
about it, like you
And you
think
know
about
it.
it. If you compete in men's open and you have someone like Heidi Chopin or Big Ramy come in and do a show, I mean, and those they got more shows compared to women's physique and women's bodybuilding. If you do, a show like, the Tampa, or you do Texas, and Sarah said, you know what, even though I'm sponsoring the show, let me jump in. That'd be a little bit nepotism for jumping in a show like that, and that's $15,000 right there. Come on, you got to think about it. That could change your life. And with with Zama, she did that show. She's from Brazil. Did Tampa. Did then did the Texas Pro. She just made $18,000. Now you take that to back to Brazil, and Coach can tell me that. He told me this, that that money goes a long way. That $18,000 mean not much here in the States, but it goes 3 times higher over in Brazil. She, and she did the um Olympia. She could have just do this. She still had enough money left over where she could have, okay, let me fly in maybe a week or two early, give myself a place to stay, and I can work out and train, and then I can come in better condition, so I don't have to worry about catching a flight. Take you 17 hours to come here to the States. All you got to do that regular move, you got to jump around through it just to get ready and come here, and then you'd be here and ready, so you wouldn't be trained, find a place to stay, get in better shape. You had the money to do it. Here's from my man, the coach. Shout out to Coach. He says, he has a question. Says, ask Natalia her social media names. Well, she goes by Natalia Cuejo. Simply, if you want to follow her coach, I'll show you a picture of her because I know you guys. I pulled up a little picture just from when she won at the. That's her right there. She's. I don't think she's not even 30 yet. I think she's gonna be 29
Yeah.
next year.
29 next year. Yep.
29 next year, yeah, because she's still young. She can keep going as long as she wants. That's the thing is, some people say that at that age you can go all night, but then still you might burn yourself out a little bit.
Life changes, so
Yeah,
you never
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Never say never.
Right.
yeah. We have some comments here. This is from my man, Money J. Says, "Are you sure there is nothing else that ruffles your feathers about Natalia Quayle Abraham? Other than that, yes. Truthfully, yeah, I'm going to say that. There's not a lot. Like I said, she made a comment in something because I posted. I have 2 IG accounts. I got a one that it's an old account. I use it for when I do these my talking points on here, and there's my All the Rage account. And on my All the Rage account, I posted the her pictures and stuff from the show, and she commented on it, and like I said, because I tagged her, and I appreciate that when I get a comment from somebody like that, and it's here. If you can, if I can, you can see it a little bit of it because you know how it is sometimes. And she said, she gave me a heart, a heart face, heart hands, and a kissy face. And then somebody made a comment on it. Says, Natalia, even though George says he's not a fan of yours, you still give him the consistency and kindness, courtesy and kindness. That is what I love about you. You turn the other cheek and make joy and peace with anyone because you are a great person. And she responded, says, thank you. Although he says he's not a fan, he's always been respectful and polite to me. Not anyone can be a fan of all athletes, and that's a good, and that's all good. No reason not to reciprocate his respect. Plus, I appreciate him promoting and helping the female bodybuilding to grow. And I said thank you because I appreciate her passion for bodybuilding. I'm not a fan of her taking in, jumping in shows where you always got your spot. That's my opinion. That's me, and you don't have to be. Everybody have to agree with me, but a lot of people work hard. You want opportunity to get there, but instead again, you come in and you take a chance. But that's not here there. But the thing is about what it is that it is what gets like you, Lori. What's someone like you? The cost of everything. Like remember we were talking about your trip to Romania, and that was it was like how much was it was? It was you, your husband, and your
It was
coach.
me, my husband, and my coach because that was a big show, and I was getting there super early, so I wanted boots on the ground with me. Um, the tickets alone were like $9,000, and then
Nine thousand?
the air, yes, and that's economy plus. That's so I
Oh
can pay
my
my rent.
God.
Yeah, and then once I got there, the Airbnb, I got an Airbnb. I always get Airbnbs because I find that they're a little bit more expensive. I always like to have a kitchen, and I don't like the hubbub of the venue hotel so much. I like just a quiet place where you can just go and make your food. So I got there, the Airbnb was only like $1,500 for 2 weeks. Romania, the people in Romania are awesome. The food is spectacularly fresh, and lodging is so reasonable. getting over there was crazy. But there was also, um, coaching is always a little expensive. Supplementation is always a little expensive. Once you're over there, there's Ubers. There's always hair and makeup that you have to pay for. And like, hair and makeup's gone up too. I think when I used to do shows, it was like $350 for tan and makeup. Now it's, $450, close to $500. And so that's a lot. Um, so yeah, those prices have gone up exponentially. Um, and yeah, I think that ship was almost about 19,000. I was on, and that's on the low side. It's probably more. So just for getting over there.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think because the American dollar is more in a country like Romania compared to if you go to Great Britain or you go to any other country where their dollar, the pound compared to American dollar is higher. And if you do a show outside of the states, you have to try to figure out the cost difference. You
Mhm.
know, you think about like a show like the UK show, like so again, the pound's higher than the American dollar. You go in there with maybe okay, you might have a budget of okay, let's say $5,000, but then after you exchange your money from $5,000, it's going to be like under like about 3,000 in pounds.
And
You
a lot of
know,
countries are more expensive than like the like Romania was. That's why I did Anaheim. It was so close. It was a reasonable show to do. Like Arizona is good. Vegas is good for Californians. Pennsylvania. I like going back east too. But I would definitely probably add a couple more shows in a year if I could afford them. But they tend to it's just some. It just adds up. And like you said, the economy is not the greatest. So food's really expensive. California's an expensive place to live anyway. So yeah, just it all starts to add up, and we call it bodybuilder broke. You just start getting bodybuilder broke, and then so you got to start, and you have to go out there and promote too. You have to promote the sport. So looking for like private sponsorship and stuff like that. Because not only not all the big companies can sponsor. They're not made of money either. So, you know.
yeah. Because I know you got the bad rep shirt on, and Eunice, her and Bad Rap, they're doing good work. She wants to do more stuff. She wished she could have gone to Olympia, but she was dealing with family issues
Mhm.
that is going on. And if you're lucky enough, like remember years ago when Wing of Strength, they had was sponsoring competitors. They had sponsored Andrea Shaw. They sponsored so many others. I remember Tina. She was one of the sponsors. How it was based on a tier, and you work the booths, you set up stuff like that, you do the meet and greet stuff like that, shake hands, whatever else. And it was a thing that helped a lot of competitors. Some people complained about it, and that's why Jake ended it because there were some thoughts about people complaining. I say Jake name, everybody talk about Jake Wood. Yo Jake, I want that money, I want that gun. He had deep pockets, and also he had to do stuff because now that he was promoting the Masters Olympia, they took the car out and they dropped the whole best video thing. That was a expense that they wanted to put towards that show. But like I said again, yeah, if you're lucky enough to get sponsors, and it's hard, especially if you're not on social media enough, if you're not reaching out there. That's why often I say a lot of ladies after the shows will do, as I call them, the Beat the Meat websites. That what they are. We know they exist because that's the way that make money. There's ladies who I know who do OnlyFans, Muscle Girls Live. They do the photo sessions after the show because they pay you maybe, depending who you're working with, if it's like Annie Rivicchio, if it's Sean Nelson, is it HT Physiques, they'll pay you
Yeah.
maybe $200 or $300 an hour just for a photo session. And sometimes even when you don't, you pay for photo sessions because you want to put up stuff on your social media, which gets you maybe get promoters interested in sponsoring you.
Yeah, it's just I feel it's so unfair that the women who do that get put in a catch 22 in the bodybuilding community. You're damned if you do, but you're damned if you don't. Because it's like with all the low prize money, the high expense and such like that, they wonder why women go and do this. Because most women aren't an Andrea Shaw. Most women are not a Natalia Abraham Coelho with all this money that they're willing to go. And they wonder why they go and do this sort of thing. Because let's face it, it's lucrative. Why do women go and do sessions at the major shows? It's lucrative. You can make a ton of money quickly. But then it's like they get blamed and they say, "Oh, well, you're giving us a bad eye." It's like, what do you expect? Your prize money is shit. There's all this expense that's involved, and you want to know why I am going and doing something that can turn a $4,000 profit in a day or a $10,000 profit in a weekend? You want to know why I'm going and doing that? Gee, I wonder.
Yeah.
Because they get blamed for doing it. It's like, look at the expense and look at what you're giving us in terms of what would be the good way of going about doing it. How few women get this type of sponsorship. How few little prize money there is. They wonder why they're going and doing it. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Here we got a comment from my man Lawrence. He says, "Hello everyone, happy Monday. Thank you, brother." Also, this is from Lawrence. Also, that sounds like a total price is everything in total: hair, makeup, hotel, flight, and bikini. Yeah, that's everything. You might as well say plus coaches and food and all that other stuff, and and especially if you have family responsibilities, that money maybe should be going to your family, but it's going to something else. Also, this is from my man Money J. It's going to be more expensive for bodybuilding if the economy grows more worse than it is now, depending on who is elected president some tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow too much. We gotta wait till. But I feel like this. The mess was created by not the last motherfucker who had it. He fucked up. He was given. I don't get too political, but he was given a great economy and he put it in the toilet and he didn't know what he was doing. And that's the thing is that's why you don't put in people who don't understand how government works, how things work, just so they can get in there and have name. You don't do the job, you just get a pat on your back. You do it because you have to do it. So, but yeah, if there was where some of these women, like even the guys, they had to do stuff. Because I remember Keith told me stories, guys like Jay Cutler, when guys like Kai Green was struggling, they have to do stuff to make a way. But I think even divisions like bikini, they also have to find a way to make money. But those are the ones who get lucky enough, especially because they have a more feminine look, they can get sponsors like that.
Well, it's
And
like the
because
one. We're like it's like the 1% of the 1%ers. Like we're the pro athletes are the 1%ers, and then there's that 1% of the 1%ers, right? And the rest of
mhm,
us, yeah, yeah. So it's just part of the struggle. I mean, we do it because we love the sport. At the end of the day, I'm not going to quit doing what I do. I love to train and to bodybuild, but yeah, sponsorship. It's weird. I think it's very personal to where everybody wants to draw that line of how far they want to go with stuff. And yeah, the struggle gets a little harder the less you want to cross lines. So for sure, but I don't think anyone should be judged for it or penalized for it or have it held against them because there's so much of it going on that
Sure, absolutely.
mhm.
in all and everything, you know what I mean. I know girls who don't even have jobs who aren't even athletes who survive off OnlyFans, so
Yeah, I remember
and
I
make
interviewed.
really good livings.
Yeah, I remember I interviewed Hannah Hussein. She said she used to be a trainer, but she said she makes more money off her OnlyFans and she doesn't train anymore because there's a niche for this. There is the guys as we are known, and I've said that I'm a smoke. I know my crime. I find y'all ladies intoxicating. We guys we just love y'all women, but we some of us understand that this is a sport also, and we come to see y'all to support you. We are fans. We want to see you in your best condition. We want to see you really get the opportunity to be recognized for that. And ladies have told me, said, "Yeah, I do this, George, because I love it." But the thing is, this should be something where you can really make a career off of, if you could, if it was like any other mainstream sport, where you look at basketball. We're not too far from the start of the Super Bowl. We just finished up the World Series. Basketball is really just really starting up. The other sports like I do content on MMA. They just had an MMA fight just over the weekend. One of my favorite fighters lost, and she still gets a good chunk of change as a fighter. And just that bodybuilding is that fringe sport where because the one reason it's always gonna get that finger pointing at it because the whole you're on steroids, you're on this, you're on that. But everybody uses it. And that's the thing about the gear thing. That's something that's also expensive because you'll come in that condition. I've followed ladies who do natural bodybuilding. Even they have to pay stuff to get himself in condition. He may not take supplements and stuff to build their muscle. They still have to train and work out and eat and diet. And eating is one most important
And
part
it's
of a
work.
bodybuilder.
Some people are really good naturals. They have really great genetics. I have a couple guys in my gym that are naturals. They just have really good genetics. The average natural is not going to beat these guys because they're those guys who can eat and freaking train. And but yeah, we're never going to be able to, like you said, we're sort of a niche sport. We're not ever going to be able to compete with like football or basketball or these huge juggernauts of corporate, corporate. I call them corporate sports, but because they're just giant conglomerate sports juggernauts that but and that's another thing too. It's just always going to be kind of a niche sport. I'm survived. I'm absolutely surprised how the fitness industry survived COVID. It is just like exploding. Like every kid out there has a camera in the gym. It's actually kind of cool. Like I know it bugs people that there's Instagrammers and all this stuff, but they are going to keep the sport alive. They're our next generation of physique guys, bodybuilders, fitness girls, and they're not annoying. It's just different, and it's change, and it's how our sport is going to progress. So, and we can learn a lot from them. But it's really neat when you're out there in the industry and you just see how many young people are just out there. Yeah, make all the fitness videos you want. Let's promote it. Let's promote bodybuilding and weightlifting and all that great stuff. So it's kind of cool too.
Yeah, because you know what, this sport does need promotion. I wish more mainstream get involved in it, but because I said again, the whole thing about performance enhancers like that, it's just a freaky sport and people not into it. Like Keith said, like this, say he'll get recognized by people that know him, but when he goes out in the real world, people are just not, it's acceptable. Here we have this is from a man, Money J. He says, kind of switching gears on a bit in this conversation. What can Ava Manello and Hunter Henderson do to improve next year? Should they decide to qualify for a show to go to the Miss Olympia? Well, like I said, I remember if you saw somebody mentioned that there was a critique on both the ladies. I think they said that they needed to bring in condition a little better, especially for Ava because she wasn't as conditioned. She looked a little blocky. She has good size, but she's just got to come in tighter.
Both of them have good size. I mean, I've up close to both of them. I've seen them both up close. So, and I just think that too. I think that just a little bit better condition, just a little tighter, a little leaner, and not even that much leaner. Just yeah, just a little bit more conditioning. It just comes with time. Doing a few shows too. I mean, they're new, so. But yeah, definitely, you see all that potential is just right there under the surface. It's just lurking right there.
hmm Also, we have here a comment from Money J. He says, so Sarah's older than Natalia. At least by 5 or 6 years, because Sarah got to be at least about 34, 35. Natalia's is 28. So yeah, Sarah's in her 30s. And that's one person who's doing a lot of stuff in bodybuilding. I remember, she's always flying into the Olympia on a Lear jet. But,
Yeah,
but what
and
somebody told,
she sponsors prize money too, and she
Mhm.
sponsors divisions too, and that's the difference. See, there's two different athletes who promote the sport in two completely different ways. You have Sarah who likes to focus on the show, a show, her show. That's what she focuses on, and then she supports the sport in different ways, right? Because she's obviously got big private sponsors. So, and then you have Natalia who does her thing. She likes to win shows. She likes to go out and get shows under her belt, titles, and do her thing. So it's really kind of cool to see how these two elite athletes maneuver in completely different ways, and it shows you, which way you can go in the sport.
I
And
remember.
that's the personal choice of the athlete too. You know, are you just going to focus on Olympia and maybe Rising Phoenix? Are you just going to do like the Arnold class? Well, they don't do much of the Arnold anymore, but a lot of people just used to focus on the Arnold and the Olympia. Boom.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and then you
but
always have those people who want to win titles, man. They want to go out and win all the shows. I want to win Tampa. I want to, win Chicago one year. I'm going to win New York one year. So
Yeah, but
it's
sometimes you gotta careful don't burn stuff up. I remember when Anna, I didn't like with Anna Howard. She did Atlanta, jumped on and did Chicago. Then when she did Texas, she was even not. She was like number 8. So his thing is, you're doing the. I understand you got at least $1,000 out of it.
yeah,
That's like counting what you got from Atlanta, what you got from Chicago. You might have made about $6,000 to $7,000 at the
That's not
most.
bad. That's better than what most of us are doing. So
Yeah.
you're
So
still changing your pocket.
yeah, it's better than nothing, but sometimes it should be a little better. Here we are here from a man Raheem Hamley says Yatalia was born in '96. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you
Also,
for
this
fact
is from
checking.
Emmanuel. It says even with the women that do muscle worship sessions, yes, they will make money from it, but that's on expense due to the hotels that they have to book and the constant traveling from time to time. Yeah, because I know somebody tell me that they might do like especially with the Olympia was a big show. You have a lot of people coming in. I follow people like Lisa Cross. She was there. And and Lisa, if you know Lisa, she just do sessions. She does hardcore porn. So I've seen some of her movies. So you've seen my movies. So yeah, and yeah, that's the thing. You traveling, you do these sessions. Sometimes, ladies, you have to set up like okay, like like what is it? Something like just in case you set up like a price in ahead of time, you pay a
Sure.
fee before you do the session, and then you pay whatever you want to do depending on what you're looking for. There are certain sites where the girls have lists of what they do in the sessions. Something nothing too risque, and sometimes something a little extreme. And some ladies right out there who do have like one person that's Amy Hernandez, or you might know her as Amy Muscle. She has OnlyFans, and she also does uh, X-rated stuff. Some stuff that's very, and it's a way for her to pay for a living as a bodybuilder. A lot of ladies have jobs as trainers and coaches because it's the way because they're involved in the sport. It's the way for them to make their money. Also, some ladies who I know who work in jobs like Tina and you know and Keith. They run a bar and they work at a bar. Um, I know some ladies who work as nurses. A couple ladies I know who work in the police force. Those jobs give you good benefits. They help you out in the long run. But still, you have to sit in budget, especially you have family responsibilities. And I talked to how sometimes you got to think about it. You might spend. I mean, one lady told me when she was getting ready for a pro card, she spent maybe about $7,000 for on her prep, and she did at least two shows. She did she did a regional qualification, and she did nationals. And then you got told the cost as an amateur. You have to pay entrance fees because you might do one or two divisions. You don't want to you want to really broaden your opportunity. So okay, let me
Mhm.
do physique and figure, or do physique wins bodybuilding, or I even know a lady who did figure and wellness at
When
nationals.
you're in masters, you can do like you can do 40 plus, 45 plus, 50 plus, up until your limit. So that's kind of what how I got my pro card is I just like did 45 plus, 245 plus classes, a 50 plus class. So it starts to add up too. So, but like you said, it gives you a bigger chance to obtain that pro card and see where you land too. Like, am I physique or am I more figure? Where am I at? Am I a bodybuilder? Am I more physique?
Yeah, I remember.
The
Go ahead.
the I understand what he's talking about when it comes to fees and such like that. But when you also consider the potential profits that are
Oh,
offset by that, I mean, it's like, yeah, there are fees, but it's like you're actually getting a return on. You're actually getting the potential profits that you're getting off of it. I mean, offset the expenses and then some. Because there was once when I was at the Arnold Classic long ago, I was talking to Jen Scarpetta, and she won the Toronto Pro in women's bodybuilding. I'm trying to remember what year it was. But we got on the subject. I had very different viewpoints on sessions that I do today, and I was Mr. Anti Schmodem back in the day, but things have changed over the years. And I was getting into an argument with her, and it was like, well, look at all these girls out here on the expo floor. They're making money. They're not going and doing that sort of thing. And it's like, why not do that instead? She looked at me like I was from Mars, and she said, Jeremy, why in the world would I go and do something where I'm getting $200, $300 for the entire weekend? Just the other day, I cleared 4 grand. $4,000 cash on the barrelhead in a single day. I think she made something like 10 grand for a weekend, for like 3 days doing this. So even if you do add up all of those expenses compared to the potential profits, I mean, the expense is negligible. And that again is why so many women do this. Why the women who don't get the private sponsorships engage in that. But then again, it also is what pisses me off because people stigmatize women who will go and do this sort of thing. And it's like, you're putting them in a catch-22. On the one hand, it's like you're saying, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing this sort of thing because it's, or more, have moral, ethical qualms against it. But then it's like you say, oh, well, why aren't you going to the shows? It's like, for the simple fact they don't have the money. And this is the best way for them to be able to get the money, given their financial situation. So I just wish that stigma wasn't there. Because it's like, what do you want? Is the question I like ask those people now. I didn't before, but I do now.
Well, it's a business
Like,
at the end of the day, and they want money. So
right,
yeah.
right.
So you know,
Mhm.
that's just the you know that's their thing. So yeah. So
Yeah, anything. People always going to, try to shame people for what they do, living their lives. You got to live for you. Like you
Right.
can't live for nobody else.
that's
You
what I
know.
mean. The world is so wild right now. You shouldn't be judging anybody about anything. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So,
Here we got covered from a man. Warren 2000 says, "So what did I miss? You only missed a good few minutes of it, brother. So you lucky you here." Also, it says the women may have to do fundraising if it gets too expensive with everything to prepare for shows, etc. It's crazy for. Well, here wasn't know about the fundraising. It's a hit or miss. I have ladies who told me that sometimes people, unless it's like something really they might want to donate to, generally some ladies will do that way. I remember Jada, she did a fundraiser and she maybe got maybe a few $100s and she was shooting for at least for $1,000. And you remember with because I got to GoFundMe. You see it's in the link in my right here in my teletype where I have a GoFundMe because I'm thinking about I want to go to a show next year. And with me, I have costs and like that, and it's not like I'm working, have a real job, but I would love to do a show. Good thing I don't have a car to worry about too much anymore. I need to get that car, but I need it, but I don't need. But yeah, I'm trying to save a little money to try to go to the first show. And sometimes it goes that you really depend on the kind of strangers. This is something that happened to me about a couple years ago. As you know, we went to the pandemic, and me, I live on Social Security, and with the government give us so much money, we're getting like so much like benefits like welfare. Like I was getting like maybe $2 or $3 in food stamps, and then one day I was shopping and I was getting some stuff. It wasn't that much, maybe about $100. I had the money for it. I had the food stamps. I had enough to cover it. But this lady was nice enough that she came and she gave me. She paid for my food. She had to do it, but she did it out of the kindness of her heart. I mean, thank you. I mean, and then I looked on the thing because in the receipt they tell you what's your budget. She had like about $1,000 of food stamps. I said, damn. But she had like I think she was with her husband and about 2 or 3 kids. So she was getting there was a time in the pandemic we were getting benefits and stuff like that. That's why I was eating a little healthier because I could afford it because it costs to eat healthy. We have here my man, aka
hey, sweetie, I
KL
gotta
the
take off.
Wanderer. All
Hey, how you
right. Thank
doing?
you.
Okay, guys.
Good to see you, Lori.
Good
I'll see you
seeing
guys
you.
next week and maybe see you Friday.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Lori. So say goodbye to the lovely Mrs. Lori,
Bye,
aka Lori.
Laurie. See you later.
So
Bye.
now, yeah. So now, guys, it's just a sausage fest. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have a little
Yeah.
feminine wow. So what up,
Yeah.
brother? How you been doing?
Nothing much.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
I see you have an interview.
Yeah, somebody that you talk to.
Yes, Stephanie Herrera. That's the lady who won 3 pro
Yeah,
cards at North Americans just a couple of months ago.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we won't hold you too long. I know you want to get ready for that. So
No,
yeah.
that's 7 o'clock. That's it. But I believe like maybe what like 6:50 or something like that.
Okay. All right. So what's your thoughts? Because you met some ladies in your time, and as you are your travels, new interviews. How you feel about the cost of being a bodybuilder?
Uh, I mean, me personally, like learn knowing that these people go through the stuff that they go through. I don't think I would want to be a bodybuilder. Simple fact that I don't have it like that. The way how they gotta do all these expensives and expensives like maybe with the men, you know, it's may not be too bad, but I know it's a lot. You know, but the women, that's out of this world type of thing. Where you know, I'm glad I'm not a woman, but but you know, me personally, I don't know if you know, it was funny because somebody was like talking me to doing it. Like this lady I was interviewing last week, and I was like, it can't happen. the way the way how the stuff around me is, like imagine me go prep. I'll be going crazy with my mother and stuff like that. She be like sending me to the store, and I don't feel like going to the store, dealing with people and all that stuff like that, fighting with people and stuff. Nah, I couldn't do it. But the expensives, like that it's a lot. You know, I'm not in that world like that. You know, so hope I answered your question.
Yeah,
I was just ready.
well, you give me a good point of view because you know there's a lot of expense to this sport, and you like I said, there's little benefits. Like I said again, you remember Keith said he had to pay. He just paid renewed his pro card. That's like $200 or $300 out of his pocket, and then he has to pay his coach. He's working with Melly Specco this year. The cost of the travel to the shows. I said again, as Melly was, oh, that was Melly. Lloyd talked about how when she was staying when she did the Titan show, even the motel was staying at because you remember Jeremy, he mentioned how it's $16 worth for parking, and you're staying in the motel.
Right.
So, what's the point of paying parking fees when you're staying as a guest motel? That is, you know,
Yeah, it's messed up. It's like, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not a popular sport, you know, like that. It's not like and even like the mainstream sports like WNBA, like her name Angel Reese. Like people was getting on her, like because the fact that she's complaining of, you know, she has like endorsements and all that stuff, but yet she can't pay her rent and all that, you know. So I don't know.
I don't
So
know. Yeah, well, like I said, this thing with WNBA is not as popular as the NBA, but still, that's why a lot of ladies go overseas and play basketball. Here we got a comment from a man, Money J says, Natalia also helped sponsor Triple O Dynasty. That's another way of her investing into the sport. Yeah, but I don't think she's sponsoring this year because if you saw, Sid mentioned on the Super Bowl Dynasty account that there may not be women's physique for this year unless they get a sponsor. And that's the thing is, it's the cost of the set these shows because you have to pay for not just you have to pay the NPC and the IVB uh sanction fee to have these shows and have these divisions. And that's like $20,000 to $25,000 per division. Then you have to put the prize money, set up the shows, everything else. Also, the live stream. If you get enough people to buy the live stream or buy the tickets, it should cover the cost, and then you get your money back. You're not as much for the competitors. You're not really breaking even as much. In out of even if you win the prize money, like something outside of the Olympia, where Samson Dewar won nearly about $500,000. Andre gets home, walk away home with $50,000 plus with the prize money. That's another $75,000 she takes. There's so much to this. Shout out to my man, Warrior 2000 says, um, he says, Andrea Shaw hasn't posted new content on her YouTube channel, but till she does, I need more because I really do like her channel and she's just starting. Well, you gotta give her time. Like I said, she's more business stuff like that. Maybe she has somebody work on stuff. Sometimes you can go to Mutation channel. Mutation has a YouTube channel. They post stuff on her there. Also, this is from Warrior. It says, speaking of Andrea, uh, her guest posing at the last show was fantastic. That was at the Dennis James in Germany, Dennis James Classic. Also, Warrior says, Angel Reese, I feeling like she has her green with envy moments when it comes to Caitlin Clark. It could be that, but like I said, she don't think about it too much. And also, what do I know? I don't really get into WNBA that much anyway, but I respect the new hype recognition because of Caitlin Clark. Yeah, she recently just did a thing where she said that she is supporting Kamala Harris, and then Donald Dipshit got mad about that. What you supposed to do? Come on.
Right. But then, and to show the sorry state of money when it comes to female bodybuilding, your average WNBA player, with their guaranteed union negotiated salary every year, I think, what is it, $80,000 or something like that? I think it is to that nature. They make more than your average female bodybuilder does in a competitive season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the only woman that comes close to that, specifically in women's bodybuilding, would be Andrea Shaw. The only one who comes even close to that. Anybody else, if you won all the prize money at all the other shows, it wouldn't even come close to that. And so it's like even when they're complaining about their salaries in the WNBA, it's so much better because again, it's guaranteed salary. The one and only way that you get that in pro women's bodybuilding is to compete. And even if you compete, you still may not win. And even if you win, you're still not going to get much money, but you still have all of that expense. I mean, that's the sorry state of this, is that, yeah, they're complaining about their salary. It's 10 times better than what's going on in WBB and WPD for that matter.
Yeah, you think about it, most of the people don't even, the everyday person, don't even make that much in a year compared to what these women make in WNBA. You know, I do content on mixed martial arts. You know, just had a big fight. Sometimes the top female fighters can make up to, there's a show money for just coming in for the weigh-ins, so it's like $10,000. And then your fight purse might be another $30,000. And if you are lucky enough to get a good knockout or a finish early in the fight, you can get performance of the night, which is another $50,000. You can make in one fight almost $100,000. But after that, you know, taxes, paying your coaches, your trainers, you know, you pretty much living on so much. Most inmate fighters don't make much compared to, you think about the top boxer back in the day was Floyd Mayweather. He barely got out for anything for less than $100,000. He fought Conor McGregor. That's almost like 10 years ago. And Conor probably made the most money he made in his entire career in MMA to that one fight with Conor. He has to pay Dana White a little cut because he's going outside of the UFC. There's coming up in a couple of weeks, a week or so. We have Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson killed that boy. I know it. And he was fighting a lot of guys who were former UFC fighters, you know, and they made more money. One guy, Ben, what's his name? Ben, what's his face? You know, he was in UFC for half a minute. He got kicked out. He probably made from that one fight with Jake Paul did his entire mixed martial arts career. You know, that thing is when you make the money, you can live off of it. You know, you can really make a career. You can, you know, fix your life. You know, yeah, think about it. If some of these women can make as much as, let's say, if the prize money for a show was like $20,000 first place at Tampa Bay, think about it. That's enough to pay for your entire prep for the year. You have money to pay your coach. You can buy new posing suits. You can hire somebody to do your makeup. You have to go down because some ladies, what they do, like they find ways to save money. Like if you remember a while back, we showed a thing with Rachel Daniels, the real Lois Lane, and she posted how about the coaches, and then she also posted this thing also about things you need to do. And I'm gonna pull it up, and it's really smart things, a way to save money on show day, and you know. She's been a two-time Olympic competitor, and she gives good points about this. So we'll pull this up with Rachel Daniels. And here we go.
3 ways that you can save some money as a lady on show day. So hair can be really expensive, anywhere from like $200 to $500. Save yourself some time. If you have a hairstyle that you think you can learn, watch some YouTube videos, ask some friends who do hair, practice some hair on your off season, and then you can do your own hair for show day. Number 2, makeup. Makeup can be really stressful and expensive on show day. It can be anywhere from $150 to $350. Again, Reach out to some friends who are great at makeup. Look on the internet. There's so many videos on how to do different styles of makeup. I used to do makeup for show day when I used to perform before bodybuilding, so I still do my makeup that way. And for me, it's a lot less stressful to just do it in my hotel room, buy the makeup that I need for show day, get the colors that are specific to my tan, and do it myself. Number 3, your suit. You do not have to buy a new posing suit or show day suit for every show. I personally have worn the same women's physique suit from my first women's physique show all the way to my second Olympia. Your suit should be of really good quality and should have some room for growth, and stretching will still fit you. So unless you're putting on 15 or 20 pounds of pure lean muscle mass, you should be able to make that suit last for more than one show. Here are 3 ways that you can save some money.
Great point from Rachel McDaniels, the Lois Lane, who's now one of the head coach with Anti-Heroes. Great physique. I remember that suit she's worn. I hope we see her compete sometime next year. Actually, one of her clients, I think one of her posing clients competed. That's Tracy Jones. And here is her with Tracy. And I'm looking at Rachel's legs. I think she might be competing this year. I don't know. She looks really good in condition. And her client looks pretty good. Yeah, this is from the Clash. Yeah. Rachel looks like, we hope maybe she might compete next year. This is look like some recent videos of her. I think she last competed, in 2022. Was it 2022 or 2021? Try to remember. It's been a while. But it looks like we might see her next year. So, yeah, but it is a cost for these ladies to travel, to do what they do, and everything else. He had a comment from a man, Warrior 2000, says, I don't care who Caitlyn endorsed, Kamala, Cracklin Harris, nor Donald Jack as Atlanta and Trump. Both are insufferable. But like I said, one's worse than the other one. And like I said, they don't say, go to the devil, you know the devil, you don't. So that's
guys, it's been real, but I got to cut out. So it's been great having a discussion with you guys. So
all right,
I will talk to you guys later. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate. See you, brother. Also, this is from Warrior 2000. Says Daniels, aka the Lone Wolf. Shout out to her. Yeah, Rachel Daniels. Also, Rachel is one of my favorite posing coaches. It's from my man Money J. He says, an overall athlete. And also, he says, I hope she see her next year. And I think she might be because she's still in good shape because she's, we don't know which show she's going to do. She might pick a show. So anyway, we'll be on 2 Hill much longer. I'm surprised my brother didn't make it because I usually think he must be busy. He had things up. But I will point out something that we talked about a while back. As you know, recently, Betty Pariso is now promoting her new Beachbody Federation, which she's getting away from the IFB and the NPC. And she's got a bunch of divisions. And now she's posting, promoting a new division. And, I sent the link to other people, and we saw it, and they got me their thoughts. I wish, maybe Jeremy might talk about it on his channel next week, so we stay around when we talk about it. But me and he were talking about it back and forth. But she just posted that she has put up another division for her new World Beach Body Federation. And it's just where, what's the point almost of this division?
What is it?
It's it's supposed to be a new federation. She's getting away from the IFB NPC. Her and her husband Ed started a new federation.
Yeah, I was there when you talked about it. I was just saying the division that she.
Well, it's where she's gonna explain it to you. So I'm pulling it to you. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Betty Pariso, owner of the World Beachbody Federation. In our federation, we want to be inclusive to more body types. So we're excited to announce that we have created some new classes for our women's division. The first is our Curvy Beachbody. Now, ladies, in this class, you can select a 2-piece or a 1-piece suit. And as you can see, I'm wearing an evening dress. We know that some women will never get on stage in a swimsuit. So we've created the elegance and the curvy elegance classes. We want you to be able to participate in our federation. Stay tuned for the photos to follow, and I look forward to seeing you on our stage.
And here's Curvy Beach Body Division, and also Elegance Division, it was just women in nightgowns and dresses.
Yeah.
And you have Curvy Elegance Division. And the
All
curvy,
right.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not, I'm not mad at the curvy women. Like, there's some curvy women that are real attractive, but it's different. It's something that I ain't never seen, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it might get some success. Who knows? You don't know.
Well, like I remember I was
Maybe
sitting
it's
in, I was sitting with Jeremy's first
yeah,
podcast. He said one woman, Trish Wood, mentioned like this is something I can see every day. Why I want to go see it? It's basic,
true.
and I can understand the standpoint because you know what, this is just mostly for women who don't want to, who
Wear a
don't want.
bathing suit.
Yeah, well, they do have the bathing suit part, but then you have this. This is another expense. You got to buy. Sometimes these suits cost a good chunk of change. It's just a regular like dress and whatever. Not you have to be fancy, elegant.
Right.
A bathing suit, depending with the bathing suit part, you just get a simple bathing suit, not too expensive. But with the elegance now and in the curvy elegance, generally it's mostly really it looks like a division for milfs and cougars. Somebody's mom who just lost some weight, she want to look good, or
Yeah.
I mean, I understand she's trying to do
Don't be
something different.
don't be surprised to be on TV. And that's
Nah, I don't think it will. I don't know.
no.
People, it has to get enough momentum, and then you have to get your money back out of it. That's the thing is,
But then again, I don't know. It might not be exciting. So I get I get your point also.
yeah,
Just because I mean, like, just even with the bikini, it'd be like 20 of them winning it, and it's like after a while, you don't even care who wins. It's like win already, somebody.
be more than
you know?
20. Sometimes be almost like
Yeah,
30 to 40 girls. I think
yeah.
that's double the women's bodybuilding, even as the
And,
women's physique.
and it just be in a class, because I was watching that OCB Your Town Cup thing, and it was like it was really tiring just seeing these women just like doing the same pose, and they all look kind of alike. Like, I mean, you don't know who's the winner out of all of them. Like, I'm just looking at it and I was like, I fell asleep on some of the parts. I mean, the physique and the figure, I mean, it was cool, but after a while it's like, because it's not that many women like competing. It's not as much with the other divisions as it is with the bikini, like and especially with the OCB at that event. But I don't know, like I'm not a bodybuilder fan like that. So
Let's see, with that, with the divisions like physique or even figure, they have the women, they have the same, they move around, but you look at the bodies of different types. And with bikini and wellness, especially with bikini's more like typical anybody who gets in good shape and you train, and it's just more, their look is more typical, more I would say typical. It's more the acceptable look, especially for women. But then
in
you look at,
society.
yeah, for society, and with this thing, it looks more like a typical pageant thing. It looks like pretty.
Yeah.
You have pageants like the USA's or the Miss Universe or the Miss America or whatever local pageant you have for you get your qualification to get to those pageants. And that's what it is. It's very pageantry, and bodybuilding is a pageant in a way, but you have a level of muscle, you have athleticism. Right? We have divisions like physique and women's bodybuilding. We have poses. With figure, you just have the basic turn here, turn there, turn there, turn there. And with bikini, you just walk, stick out your butt, and then same thing with wellness, and you got to stick a lot of butt out. But some people really, you get excited like we see someone like Angela Yo when she does her routine, or Ashley Jones when she does her routine, or any other competitors, because it's something we look forward to seeing. You know, you're not just looking at these ladies' physiques, you also be entertained by the performances. Like Janine Kowski, she's a great poser. Uh, you know, someone like Christine Mendoza, she's a pretty good poser. Sheila Black, you know, who I talked with a Melody Spector about, great poser. You know, you can't forget someone like um, you know, Andrea Harris, or Yolanda,
Rhonda Hughes.
what's it, Yolanda, what's her last name? Yolanda Hughes. She was a good poser. I mean, you know, she do splits and stuff. I mean, she was tall, long, great physique. You know, just those amazing women. You get that excitement when you see the posing. They do the performance. You see flips. You see jumping around.
But they
You
don't even
know,
do that. Like, I mean, like they don't do it. Like it's different now as it was then. Like I would say, because they I don't I, I mean I don't know. I mean I see like the clips of today, but I've seen other clips from the past, and I don't know. I see it a little bit different because they would like do dance routines and do gymnastics and stuff like that. I don't really see that in the I do see a little bit of it, but not like how it was before.
well, one thing, the level of muscles
That's just
change,
me.
and we can't move like that. You know, you have people like Ashley. She does some pretty moves because she has a gymnastic background. So you'll see more like a division like fitness because this is part of routine. You look at Missy Trescott, you look at Errol Kadir, you look at Whitney Jones. You know, some of those ladies they do that because it's part of routine. Um, this is fun, man. Money Jason, got to go. See ya. Appreciate it, brother. I think we're gonna go here too. It's a good conversation. We try to talk about subjects. Uh, this weekend is one of the last shows for women's bodybuilding for qualification for next year's Olympia, and that is the Armenian Muscle Fest. I'm thinking about looking at it, but the problem is I'm going to miss the prejudging. And I hate to miss the prejudging because Romania, they're almost about 7 hours time difference between here and the United States. So I'll probably see the finals. I might watch it, because this is going to be the last show for women's bodybuilding. The same weekend is also the Ben Wheeler Natural Show. I might not watch that. I know a lady who's competing in that show, but I will. I might discuss that show on tomorrow. And also, like folks, time is flying by. It won't be long before it's Thanksgiving. Oh wow, can you believe it? Another 2, 3 more weeks. I mean,
You have plans?
hmm?
You have plans for
Probably
Thanksgiving?
just go to my sister's house or have something here. Not much. It's not like it used to be when my mom was alive. We all got together, do something big. Everybody's kind of split off, doing their own thing. But yeah, probably just go to my sister's and get a plate, and that's about it. What about you?
I don't really have plans. I mean, I just look at it as another day. You know, it
Hmm.
was a little different like years ago. There was this lady I knew. She was her and her sister. They used to cook a lot, and they like from the south. And they used to cook some really good food. But the lady she passed away. Her sister's still around, but she lives in the she lives in the Bronx. You know, so,
Yeah, I can understand. Like when my mom was around, we used to everybody come here to the house here, and we all got together. And one time my sisters wanted to do is go out and eat. Said mom didn't believe in go out and eat. We can cook it here, just get it here, save you some money. Yeah, but kind of like with her gone, everybody got their own lives, doing their own thing. That's the thing about my mom. She was the center of the family. Her and my brother James. I would say honestly they were the centers, but it's kind of not the same. But like my older sister, she lives down the road. I might go by, and I think she's thinking about going to my niece's house for Christmas, and then so I might maybe and maybe go to Atlanta. I hadn't done that in a long
say
time.
Andrea Shaw for visit.
Huh?
Say Andrea Shaw for visit. I'm teasing you, man.
Yeah, yeah. Tell your mama to fix me a plate, Andrea. Coming in. I would love that. I would love that. That'd be great. I think her mom probably a good cook. Her mama's sister, she's a good cook. I bet she's a good cook. But folks, I'd like to thank my man Warrior 2000 coming through. My brother, the coach, shout out to the coach. Stephen Prey, Money J 2020, four. Also, Lawrence Perkins, Raheem Hamilton was here for a minute. Saw his girl. She's getting a little buff. The question, what show is going to do? And too bad we get to say, Raheem will pick on you more than your girl. Where's the Bears, Raheem? Where's the Bears? But anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all's thought. I like shout out my man K for being here. Also, the lovely Mrs. Lori A. Conley. Also, my man Jeremy for being here. Shout out to my brother Big Keith. Usually he's here, but I think he might have something came up. So we'll catch him next week, if he get available. Hoping we can get, figure out next week's subject. Season's about to end. We have a few more shows left. And then after that, we're going to be a good dry spot for a good while for bodybuilding. Then we'll pick up till like about March when we had the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. And then after that, for women's body division, we'll see it until April, and that is the Triple O Dynasty. Shout out to Andrea, Sydney, and Whitney Jones. Maybe we get some promoters and add women's physique to that show by the start of the year. Just cross your fingers. But like I said, folks, you got to understand, this is a very expensive sport for these women. But if you are a fan and you're genuinely interested in supporting these ladies, if you want to reach out to them with genuine interest, just say to them, hey, I want to see you grow. I want to see you do your best. I want to see the opportunities that you deserve to have. So that's what you want to do. If you're a sponsor and you see somebody who has good quality and you see they have capability that they probably can win an Olympia qualification show or go to Olympia someday, let them know. Reach out to them. Don't be looking for something in exchange for it. Just do it because, hey, you can write off your taxes. Say it's a charity. But those little things help these ladies in the long run. If you know a bodybuilder in your area and there may be an up-and-coming competitor, and you want to help them out, maybe find them a good coach, help them out, maybe ways where they can find things they need for their process of bodybuilder, especially as starting out, reach out in genuine interest. Don't be looking for some strange stuff. Don't be looking for you want to do something, you want, actually say you want to do something, you want some change, you got to do something strange. No. Just be a fan that you want to support these ladies, get the opportunity for them to hit their top level in this sport. These ladies love this sport, but sometimes I feel like the sport don't love it. And that's not fair. They put so much love into it, put so much of time, their lives, and their money into it. They should get something back of it as much as they put in. And that's just me. That's my opinion. That's my thought. But that's why I believe. So thank you, brothers, for coming through. I appreciate the time you gave me. All right. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna check your interview in a bit, and we'll watch it. All righty. Well, folks, as I said, thank you for everybody who's coming through, who watched and supporting me and my channel. Thank you for supporting my guests. If you are a fan of this sport, and also of this channel, let me know. If you see, I have a little taper. I can use a donation. Holidays is coming up. My birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. Gonna be the big 5-0. So hey, I got a check the Cash App. I can lose it on. I'm thinking about come on. It'll go to definitely my first trip to a body. No, not my first trip. My trip to a bodybuilding show. I want to go. Shout out to my man David Bryant. I was over to have him on here. He was at the Clash. Did some interviews. Pretty cool. And David, I saw you talk to my girls again. We have talked about his brother. We got a problem. I was going to have him come here and pick on him a little bit, but he's a cool guy. Go check out his channel. Female Bodybuilding Forum. So this is your man on your page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good evening, good night, and good luck and good morning.